I'd like to talk about discrimination. Discrimination means you are separating originally one, but you tend to separate, so you produce two from one. That creates a great amount of pain, suffering. The Olympics are being held in Rio De Janeiro. The Korean women's archery team has won the gold medal. This is the 8th straight consecutive gold. This is really an unbelievable miracle which has never happened before. So people all over the world are calling the Korean women's archery team the archers of God. You understand? Sure. The archers of God. Of course, up to this point, there must be many reasons why they have succeeded so well. Not only the Korean society, but the Korean government has supported the archery team a lot, both financially and spiritually. And of course, there has been incredible effort put in by the archers. But no matter what the circumstances, the archer can maintain the same mind all the time. And that is what is impressive. I'm so interested in their spiritual training, so to speak, how to achieve that level of mushim. Mushim is the total absorption of what you are doing. Some call it no mind. In common word, concentration. In Buddhism, it is called 평상심, which means always maintaining the same mind, no matter what is happening around you. In other words, that is the essence of the divine nature within, that I am totally one with whatever I am doing. How to maintain purity and innocence is the main question. In order to achieve this state, the Korean archers have had their training rooted on meditation and prayer. They are also trained by sleeping in a cemetery. A Korean cemetery is entirely different from the standard American cemetery that has nice flowers, that is well lit, and exists usually in the city. Korean cemeteries are often located deep in the mountains, where there are a lot of wild animals, sometimes beaches, and they are very active. And there are many folklore stories about the ghosts being active in cemeteries. You know what I mean? Sir. Koreans traditionally think of cemeteries as very scary places. The archers also sleep near a snake pit. In this training, they develop guts and the power of concentration. In other words, through this type of training, they do not discriminate. For example, maybe the snake, they crawl over the body. They don't feel anything. As soon as you think this is a snake, oh, yucky, then you get trouble. With that state of mind, can you shoot even the gunshot? Can you shoot right target? You move. As soon as your mind is split into two parts, understand? Sir. So archers, real delicate. Yes, sir. In other words, through this type of training, they do not discriminate. They develop the ability to not discriminate anything. You know, interesting thing. when somebody ring your doorbell. A 2-year-old little boy go out and peek outside and come back to mommy. Mom, somebody's visiting us. Then about 7, 10-year-old boy go out. Oh, he's discriminate. Mexican or Japanese or white or black. You know what I mean? Sir. Then a little later, little older one, 18 years old. Oh, he looked vicious. He looked like rubber. Be careful. Before they meet that person, already prejudge. Understand? Sir. It will create great suffering. Most people do not understand that. But children, they don't discriminate. Somebody, okay? The mind of discrimination means one mind becomes separated into two minds. The idea that I am spending a horrible night in a scary place, or when a snake crawls over my body, an ordinary person would be frightened to death. You know that. Mm-hmm. They also practice archery in noisy soccer field or baseball field with hundreds of people making lots of noise. The archer would be overwhelmed by this circumstance. This is also discrimination, or two minds. In this case, naturally, their pulse, heart, and heartbeat becomes irregular. You know, that happens then naturally, right? You cannot concentrate. Your blood flow changes, your heartbeat different, you know. Making it hard for them to concentrate on their target. So they practice in this environment until they can attain the ability to perform subconsciously and naturally with only one mind, not two. So in football field, lot of 100,000 people in the big stadium, lots of noise, but they are not conscious about the noise or 100,000 people, okay? Just to shoot. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard a lot about the word sin, S-I-N, in Christianity. In Hebrew, it is called hatet, meaning missing the target, or also interpreted as error. In Greek, it is called hamartia, which was used in Aristotle's Poetics, meaning fatal tragedy, or big error which cannot be reversed, error or flaw. Not only, when you were 7-year-old, your uncle's store, you stole maybe one pack of chewing gum. That, of course, can be included. But the sin means a little different. Understand? Sure. Two different minds, corrupted mind. Then why do we humans commit fatal errors? Around the 4th century BC, a Chinese philosopher and Taoist named Chang Tzu explained this type of issue very well in his book named Chang Tzu. He wrote, an expert archer can hit 10 targets 100% perfectly. This archer would be okay with a bet on worthless clay pots. However, if someone bet him gold containers that are worth a fortune, then he might miss his target by more than 30%. You know why? Answer me, why? You are thinking? Right, two mind. Target. Money. Yeah. Why is that? To help you understand better, let's say pennies are the bet, then it would not affect the archer as much. But if you say $10,000 on each target, then he would miss the target more than 30%. This is because the archer is not only thinking of the target, but he is also thinking of the money. Two minds, in other words, he is impure because he has two minds. There is maxim in Chinese Taoism, one is purity, two is impurity. It is also called a corrupted mind. This is sin. So our task is, whomever we may be, how can we not be affected by external conditions so we can always maintain purity with one mind? You understand? At very daybreak key class in the morning, I have been teaching in daybreak key class 45 years. Every day. In this key class, main topic of our class is this: how can we maintain purity without double mind? Okay? So-called stress. Understand?
Sure.
Real peace, or the secret of real happiness, comes not from what we do or things we like to do. Rather, it comes from being one with what we are doing right at this moment. Particularly, we martial artists must keep this philosophy in mind. I believe you remember the duel between the samurai and the tea master. How many of you heard? Okay, most of you, okay? The tea master was accidentally bumped in the marketplace, a busy crowd. One man, as a big, happened to be samurai. He was intimidating looking, strong looking, muscular, and he was angry. You bumped my shoulder? Of course, tea master apologized. I'm sorry. If you want to be pardoned, you must accept my proposal to fight for death. But you know, no reason for you to fight in this small mistake for death. Understand?
Sir.
So the tea master was an expert in controlling his purity without being influenced by circumstances. He had been practicing these through his tea ceremonies, but he was only a white belt level in swordsmanship. During the duel, however, when this tea master lifted his sword above his head, the samurai, who was black belt level, became confused with a double mind. He thought to himself, I thought that this tea master was a small and weak in the morning when he bumped with this tea master. But now, based on his posture, he seems so calm and relaxed. I must be wrong. He must be a real samurai master. But tea master doesn't know how to use a sword very well. I have the wrong opponent. This is what the samurai started thinking. He started trembling, and he looked at the tea master's blade. The shining glare of sunlight showed red on the tea master's blade, the twilight red sun glare. You know what I mean, right?
Sir.
Okay. The samurai thought to himself, that must be my blood. Already discrimination. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So the samurai could not budge at all and just stood there sweating. He knelt down eventually and surrendered. He said, Master, I have committed enough sin to die. Forgive me, please. This is why physical movement is almost nothing. You have to understand inner part, spiritual part. Suppose you have a very special ability. Maybe you can jump high about 10 feet, flying and smash 10 boards. If you depend on physical ability only, you are no different from this samurai. That samurai was occupied with two different minds, so-called impurity. He thought that the red glare on the tea master's blade was his own blood. Such imagination shows that he was double-minded or impure. Always understand that we should be doing our best to hit the target. Always striving to be one with what we are doing. I want you to always be a good archer. Thank you very much.